Yeah.
Sounds like l'arc-en-ciel.
Yeah, it is. L'arc-en-ciel. Ah oui, effectivement. C'est vrai que c'est au niveau de la brillance, c'est quand même pas formidable.
Sorry.
Romain.
Eugene.
Romain.
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 Ah ouais.
Romain.
Romain.
It's a French sound, so it's quite difficult to say.
Est-ce que tu peux régler juste voir si en jouant sur la hauteur, il n'y a pas moyen. Ah, je vais faire ça à la zone. S'il y a moyen de me remettre un petit peu de lumière, parce que visiblement ça a l'air un peu sombre.
Attends, peut-être qu'il y a aussi ça qui fait.
Il y a aussi ça qui joue.
Dans quel sens il se met? Saleté.
Alors,
Bordel.
so it's live right now.
Oh, live right now. Okay, we start it.
Mics are off. So we're still gonna say plenty of shitty stuff and stuff like that.
They can still say silly things.
Yeah.
We're live, got the
On est
live.
comment au niveau du visu? Ah bah tiens, c'est Ben ça. Peut-être falloir qu'on... J'aime bien, c'est la manière de calculer de...
Le problème, c'est que on est un peu haut, non?
Ouais, mais c'est ça. C'est le truc, c'est que Vue, elle calcule à hauteur de 100, donc c'est plus compliqué. Ah, c'est pour ça que je récupère un peu mieux de lumière. Coucou Ben.
Is it there?
Et si je fais un truc?
Faut que je te retrouve ton lien.
Quoique. Eh Damien, j'ai une idée. Vu que Léo va être calé, à la limite Romain se décale un peu plus, on va mettre le stream là directement au plein milieu. Comme ça il a une bonne vue.
Voilà, il est comment le stream selon toi? Ah, quoique on vous voit pas forcément super bien.
C'est pour ça que j'y pense.
Tu l'as mis la qui au moment?
C'est bien.
Ok. Est-ce que ça veut pas ouvrir ton lien
De quoi?
Ah si, ça y est, ça veut l'ouvrir.
Le lien que je t'ai envoyé de ce petit. Est-ce qu'on a un visu? Ouais, on a l'air d'avoir un bon visu, je sais pas. Il est où le chat là-dessus déjà? Non, ça apparaît tout seul. Non, mais le chat. Sinon, je vais le lancer.
I remember her very well because she never appeared in live shows.
Parce qu'il est masqué, là, il affiche
Ok,
conférence.
il affiche.
She
Ok.
kept this persona
Je vais voir
where
si je peux faire
she
la-
would just release songs but not appear in media. So she was like this
She was,
enigma.
in France we say discreet, which means shy or
Shy.
maybe shy or...
Yeah, could be shy or could be a strategy. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she was like an enigmatic.
Everything is possible in music.
Est-ce que je peux au moins avoir le chart?
Ça veut pas. Ah si.
So we all put these headphones on.
And we're trying to...
Ça voulait pas.
Do you hear something?
Ça
Alors,
voulait
je
pas
le
lancer
vois,
le titre,
good
on
and
fera
okay.
après.
Just testing.
It's okay?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Is it okay for you?
Okay, good.
Is it okay for you for the sound and everything?
Yeah,
Is your sound okay?
yeah, it's quite loud.
Okay.
Maybe...
Romain, juste pour t'embêter aujourd'hui, décale-toi un petit peu plus.
You just
sur
have
la
one
droite,
on
s'il te
and
plaît.
one off.
Parce qu'on a en fait...
Attends, tu
Oh,
peux
you
le
have
faire?
one
Ouais,
on and
s'il te
one
plaît.
off?
Is that what
Si en
you
fait,
know?
je veux juste
Non,
tester
non.
de voir ce qu'on a
What do you
comme
know?
ça avec la
Oh no, no,
la
as in
caméra comme
as
ça.
in like when you talk.
Alors tu
Oh no,
veux
it's
qu'on-
okay.
It's
When you
okay.
talk, you will
T'es bien, à la limite, hein, je
Oh,
pense
okay.
que
your voice in...
Ah oui, non, en fait,
tu le mets pas là-bas le
in your
truc?
headphones,
Tu
you
le
don't-
mets là-bas.
that's not a
je pense que je vais le mettre là-bas parce qu'en fait l'angle il est... Tu peux rester comme t'es.
You will see when we are
C'est que j'ai
on
voulu
air.
faire un test.
Oh, okay.
Attends,
Non,
on
non.
va virer ça.
Yeah.
Ouais, on va virer.
So the mic is off.
Donc on revient comme ça.
Là ça va?
It's 10 out of the number.
Ouais, il faut que je tourne un peu plus. Ouais, comme ça j'ai tout le
Elle est
monde.
pas là, Violaine?
Non, elle fait à manger.
Voilà. I even know the lyrics.
So June, before we start, what should we play from your record?
Perhaps one song or two. Okay. And perhaps the newest single, or
Because of the moon, yeah.
and perhaps the very first single.
Embracements.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that a good idea? You think?
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it like that.
Yeah.
So I got it. So
And then I'll play both songs tonight. Yeah.
great. Okay. hour set, and at the end of the song, so we're gonna go live and say hello.
Okay. Should for 2 songs, just 1 song. Play 1
Just
song.
this. For you it's 2 songs, but right after this song,
We are live.
we say hello and we're live. And,
Okay,
Let's start
great.
talking.
Fantastic.
Let's
That's
start
great. That's
talking.
great. Let's do it.
Ok. Vas-y Léo, essaie de parler toi.
Bonjour à tous, salut, ça va?
Ok, bon, c'est normalement c'est pas bon.
Are you playing this off the 8cm single?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to use my 8cm single?
From the,
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah, single.
from the source.
Let's do it. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much.
From, it's the original one.
And Romain is really careful with the plastic bags.
Yeah.
It's better than I'll ever be.
Don't worry, it's a property of
C'est la
Radio Canon now.
Damien throw it at the garbage.
Yeah,
I keep it.
yeah, Roman is quite of a, you know.
Every Sunday polish it.
Yeah,
Very Japanese.
Indeed.
indeed.
Ah, ça va pas tarder là.
Let's go.
Allez, restart.
Okay.
Muteki yo koso.
Salut.
Tous.
Salut à tous, pardon.
And then hello.
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 Avec le sax derrière.
Yeah, with the saxophone right behind it. It's awesome. Donc nous sommes avec June Parker, qui est un chanteur qui vient d'Australie. Hi June, nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. Thank you for
Welcome
inviting me.
to Muteki.
Oh, thank you. And to Leon, France, first time
Yeah.
ever.
Your first time in France?
Yeah.
Ah, c'est sa première fois en France.
Yeah.
Ah oui, vraiment, la totale. La première fois en France, il vient à Lyon. Hein. Moi, je dis, ça commence bien.
Il vient à Lyon et il vient à Muteki surtout.
They said that your first time in France is in Lyon. It's
In
quite of an
Radio
adventure.
So you came all the way from Australia to France via
Via Japan, I took a little detour. You know, flying directly from Australia here is so far.
So far.
I know, right?
That's
Yeah.
too long.
Too long. Yeah.
About 24 hours.
Oh yeah. Probably longer than that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we also gonna make a detour via Japanese sound. On va faire aussi un détour par les sons japonais because you play city pop, or rather neo city pop. This is how you call it.
Yes.
Can you explain why you've been put into city pop stuff and groovy pop songs? Pourquoi, voilà. Qu'est-ce qui vous a attiré, qu'est-ce qui vous a mis dans la city pop et la neo city pop?
Yeah, of course. Well, as we all know, like city pop has become quite in vogue in recent years, in the last, 5 or 6 years, perhaps a little bit longer in the Western countries. In some ways, I feel very happy that this has happened because all throughout my life, I was that weird kid at school. Everyone was listening to the newest J-pop, but I was listening to city pop and folk songs.
Even in junior.
Yeah.
Even junior.
Yeah. That's just what I did all my life.
Ah ouais. I will try to translate. So, donc June dit que il est plutôt content que la city pop parce que lui, il a toujours aimé la city pop, même en étant jeune. Quand il était au lycée, ses amis écoutaient plutôt de la J-pop à la mode, quoi. Et lui, il écoutait la city pop, alors que c'était pas du tout à la mode. Et effectivement, lui, il dit que ça fait maintenant 5-6 ans que les gens revient à la city pop et il est plutôt content. I try to translate.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I was just going through all my parents' cassette tapes and the CDs that they had. We didn't have vinyl records, but we had lots of cassette tapes, and they had lots of older songs, and just got really into it.
So you were about to discover many things that it's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
June dit qu'effectivement, ses parents, du coup, lui offraient des cassettes, enfin, les vieilles cassettes audio, hein, vous savez, ceux qu'on utilisait avec les cahiers de crayon, hein, et des CD, il n'y a pas encore, il n'y a pas de vinyle, mais il écoutait, du coup, la city pop comme ça, et voilà, il adorait écouter ça. Donc, voilà.
C'est justement ce qu'on disait, the return of the city pop from 5 to 6 years ago is mainly from social social media, like not only TikTok. Because of TikTok, I discovered city pop.
Yeah.
And it helped to the revival for a lot of people. Donc j'étais juste en train d'expliquer ce qu'on avait déjà dit lors d'une émission il y a l'émission juste avant les vacances ou juste encore avant. Justement la city pop qui revenait grâce à TikTok, les réseaux sociaux en général, et qui avait fait que j'avais aussi découvert.
Oui, de Matsubara Miki Phenomenon with Stay With Me, which is for me one of the most beautiful singles of all times in Japan.
Yes.
And I listening to Japanese music from maybe 20-25 years now.
Yes.
And it's a really, really beautiful song. En fait, je lui dis que je lui parlais un petit peu du phénomène du retour de Matsubara Miki avec Mayonaka no Doa, Stay With Me, qui est pour moi l'une des plus belles chansons, l'un des plus beaux singles japonais de tous les temps que j'ai pu connaître. J'en ai écouté pas mal quand même.
I'm quite curious, like how did you feel with this revival of Japanese? You would have been in a niche, very niche listener in the Western market to know Japanese music well 25 years ago.
Alors,
June demande comment on connaît, puisqu'on est quand même dans un truc très niche en Europe, enfin dans l'Ouest, donc comment on connaît effectivement tout ça.
I don't know for everybody, but for me, I was listening to this type of music maybe from 20 years now, and at the time, the people look me like an alien. Why are you listening to this? It's so old and no interest where there is modern music. But I like, for me, it is very charming and there is so much innocence.
Yes.
And optimism.
Yes.
This is really dedicating to time Showa era, where so there was no trouble, there was the economic boom in Japan.
That's
and
right.
Everything was so optimistic, and voilà, je lui dis en gros que voilà, pour moi il y a quelque chose de très charmant, les filles sont très belles et il y a beaucoup d'innocence en fait là-dedans, et c'est quelque chose que finalement les gens recherchent à nouveau. Then from now the people are looking for this innocence again.
Especially in Japan, surtout au Japon, there's a big revival of hip hop stuff.
There is.
And what you
But I'm so surprised.
Voilà, ce que tu disais juste avant, en fait, Romain, c'est que vous avez beaucoup de choses en commun. C'est que toi aussi, Romain, tu faisais partie de ces gens un petit peu hors cadre qui écoutaient de la city pop et les gens disaient why are you listening to this? Donc passer un petit peu pour un marginal d'une certaine façon.
Like Damien said, I was a part. And then when I started Japanese music, listening to Japanese music in mid-90s, we were quite few, maybe in France 100 or 200. It was very niche, and it was so incredible to discover.
Speaking of mid-90s, on a commencé just speaking
pas mal.
of mid-90s, we've begun with
Oglomaki.
Exactement.
Oglomaki
Which single was it?
Song,
C'était quoi alors,
la chanson Dakara.
Dakara, one of her first big hit. Yeah, 1992, wasn't it?
Yeah. 1992, comme le confirme June. C'était une très grosse chanteuse, très grosse vendeuse, big seller. And maybe you remember the theme song which she had done for Slam Dunk, Anatadake Mitsumetelu, which was a very big hit. Elle avait fait un des génériques de fin de Slam Dunk qui s'appelait Anatadake Mitsumetelu, et qui est une chanson géniale. Have you seen the first Slam Dunk?
Yeah, well, when I was in grade
the
3.
movie.
Oh, the movie,
recently.
Oh no, I haven't. I want to watch it.
Yeah. You must watch it. It's incredible.
Where I'm based in Japan, when I'm back in Japan, is right near Kamakura. The town called Zushi,
Kamakura.
Which is one stop from Kamakura, right on the beach. So when you take a train from Zushi to Kamakura, you got this old tramway you can take, and then it goes right down. Have you been down there before?
Beautiful tramway.
Yes.
It is.
And there's a stop called...
He's a Densha otaku.
It's okay.
It's
I like my
We like Japanese trains so much, everybody.
I made a map of Japanese train in the Tokyo region where you can click on a link on a station, whatever station you want, and you have the Hasha melody, so the train departure melody. Donc en fait, moi j'ai fait une carte des trains au Japon. Vous allez cliquer dessus et vous entendez la musique du train.
We are crazy about all the music in Japan, from the train, the Yamanote line, or metro, subway line. It's crazy.
There's a song that I do a lot of play on my live show. Do you know Yumi? Arai Yumi. Yeah.
Yumi Matsutoya, Yumi Arai. Exactement.
On her 1975 album Cobalt Hour, there's a song that is based on a station in Tokyo.
Oh, really cool. Song? I must discover it. I must listening to it.
Yeah, it's called Ameno Station. The rain, train station in the rain. And when you go to that particular train station in Tokyo, it's actually the melody. They play it. Only at that train station.
Well, we must listening to it. On doit la passer celle-là.
Yeah, I probably have it.
Je vais résumer un peu, mais Jun a expliqué qu'effectivement, il expliquait que dans une station de métro, non?
Oui, mais de Tokyo.
Une station qui s'appelle Ameno Iki, donc la station de la pluie. Et donc, il y a une célèbre chanteuse qui a, dans les années 70, chanté en hommage à cette station. Et du coup, la station, qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait? Elle a repris la chanson.
C'est bizarre, ça.
C'est dingue. And Yaguchi Momoe. Momoe Yaguchi is doing
the announcements.
The announcements
on the train, inside the train, I think.
C'est dans les trains. Train or Yamanote?
I don't know.
No, train.
Je sais pas, mais en tout cas.
What kind of announcement did she make? It's just going back
the
40 years ago, isn't it?
The stop stations or the informations. You didn't
I did not know. I learned something new today.
Ça, on apprend quand même des choses à quelqu'un qui a vécu longtemps au Japon.
The legend, voilà, c'est exactement.
So you know
She's a legend.
Yeah, she's a legend. Yeah.
So, for the time being, maybe we can introduce our listeners to your music, maybe with your latest single.
Oh yes.
Latest single,
I'm so excited.
which you've brought on a 8 centimeter Japanese.
You have to show it in the.
That's incredible. I want to watch it.
Si vous n'avez pas Twitch, voilà un CD qui vient de sortir. C'est une nouveauté en 8 cm et bien entendu c'est notre invité.
On voit ou pas?
La chanson s'appelle All Because.
C'est incroyable, il a sorti un nouveau son en 8 cm. It's a new sound in 8 cm CD.
Yeah.
En 8 cm, c'est incroyable.
Nostalgia.
Comme un dingue.
Nostalgia at its finest.
Je sais pas si ça marche comme ça.
On vous le remontrera parce que c'est pas très simple.
All is new again.
People
used to hate
All is the new. All is the new thing.
Really beautiful. Le single est vraiment très très beau.
Juste avant ça.
It's quite incredible.
It's retro, you know. It's retro.
Cool.
Retro is future.
Retro is future.
Yeah. Right before that, let's just have a word about your associate, partner in crime, something like that, Carlinhos from Chile.
Yes.
So can you put us some words about him and your
Well,
collaborations? Parce que c'est un single avec Carlinhos qui vient du Chili.
Incredible journey together with Carlinhos. So I've made my first couple of singles just basically independently, and I started looking for people to collaborate with, and sent my demos out to various people, and I spoke with a few people, and I just immediately clicked with Carlinhos, who's based in Santiago in Chile, who also loves 70s, 80s Western music, and also the Japanese style music as well. So yeah, we started exchanging information, songs, and I sent some demos, and how many months did we work on this single? Started September last year, and
9 or 10 months.
Yeah,
8 or 9 months.
8-9 months collaboration is the product is all because of the moon. Yeah, it's about a song like last night. The moon was incredible.
Yeah.
And the night before was the blue moon. Did you see it? The second full moon in the same month. The blue moon is amazing.
Yeah. So next time it's gonna be in something like 14 years.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Du coup, Jun a expliqué que ce single a été fait en collaboration avec Carlinhos et que ça fait. Enfin, Jun travaillait plutôt en solo auparavant et puis il a cherché à à trouver des collaborations. Et puis il a rencontré Carlinho. Alors Carlinho qui est au Chili, à Santiago. Et du coup les deux ont travaillé, ont les mêmes passions, on va dire, puisque Carlinho est aussi intéressé par les musiques des années 70, années 80 et par la musique japonaise. Du coup c'est comme ça qu'ils se sont rapprochés et ils ont passé entre 8 et 9 mois sur ce travail. Et donc ce single fait partie des
single 8 cm.
I think Roman is not dealing with the fact that
I'm
it
not,
was
I'm,
an 8mm CD.
I wasn't ready for this.
I think he's not going to go over it.
It's too cool.
I feel honored to be called cool.
Let's discover it then. On va le découvrir alors dans ce cas-là. Let's go. 04 78 39 18 15 pour nous appeler.
www.facebook.com/mutekikanu, idem pour Twitter.
Et vous pouvez nous retrouver sur internet sur muteki-radio.fr.
Et aussi sur twitch.tv/mutekikanu en direct, live actuellement.
Oh, Because of the Moon, June Parker, notre invité ce matin.
Ouais, je vais traduire à partir de la lune, je parle.
And
Tu veux que je prenne la deuxième?
how were you able to record it in 8 cm? And then how much cost? And it's quite expensive or not? Or it's difficult? Or
No, it wasn't actually difficult. So I worked with another producer called Sato Seki. He was quite popular in the 90s with techno pop. He also did a bit of city pop. He produced the song "Dancing in the Dark," and in the single.
You are friend with him?
Associates. Yeah.
It's your friend?
He's my friend. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he produced one of my songs in the single. So
really
his associate did this campaign called 8 cm CD Festival. And this was the first year.
What? There's a festival about that.
Yeah.
What?
So,
Paradise?
When
When
it is?
now?
Well, it's kind of already been. It was July 7th, the day of Tanabata, when the Hikoboshi and when they cross, the Star Festival, right? Yeah. And there's a company that kind of specializes in making this, and they were hosting this.
Okay, there's a company which is specialist
Yeah.
in doing again 8 cm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You're gonna apply for them.
C'est incroyable.
Tu as postulé?
I am so surprised and enthusiastic about it because I collect 8 cm CDs from maybe 25 years now, so it's incredible for me. I didn't know that there was 8 cm CDs again now.
I didn't really know about it either. Yeah, until through this contact.
It's crazy.
Yeah. That there's a way to make it, and then there's a way to promote it. So I was in Tower Records Shibuya last week, and I was there.
Really cool. I'm going to Japan next Wednesday.
Oh, next Wednesday.
And I will be able to go to Shibuya on next week.
Yeah.
And then I will have not so many times, but maybe to HMV, which is specialist in the vinyl and singles.
Yes.
And I will check it.
Yeah,
I will
check
search
it out.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
HMV, they may not have it
I
anymore.
will take a picture and then I want this CD.
Then Tower Records have it. But
Tower Records.
Yeah, HMV doesn't anymore.
Tower Records is so big.
It's just across the street.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My first visit was about 20 years ago in Tower Records.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often do you go to Japan?
A lot.
It's my 10 trip this time.
Oh, right.
I have a friend in Oita which is collaborating to Muteki,
Yeah.
and it's called Kuahara Roland.
Right.
He used to be French, but now he's Japanese. He's married to a Japanese wife
Right.
and have 3 kids.
Oh, wow.
And
Whole
then
family.
3 or 4
Became a Japanese citizen.
3 years ago, he became Japanese and he have to renounce to his French nationality. He's only Japanese
Yeah,
now.
you can only be one nationality in
He's a
Japan.
friend from nearly 30 years.
Wow, that's quite a big deal, isn't it? To relinquish.
Oita,
Yeah.
you should. So I'm going to Oita first.
Yuflin and all the onsens.
I've been to Yuflin.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Quite expensive
Yes.
town,
Yes.
chic, but really beautiful. We did a onsen in comment on dit la montagne déjà?
Mountain.
Oui, mountain.
Mountain.
In the mountain, it was incredible.
Oh, why are you trying to tell me?
So Friday Chinatown remixed.
Yeah.
So
Ah, je
Oh, do you do
je l'écoute.
Yeah, it's a future funk
It's
remix.
not me, but it's
It's
Oh, feature funk.
Yeah, because like I said before, I discovered city pop
Yeah.
more likely thanks to TikTok and everything. A lot of remix and a lot of vaporwave, city, future funk and everything, synthwave
Yeah.
movement, and so I bring back the Fly the Chinatown
Oh,
remix.
right. Amazing.
There are a lot of them, but I choose this one, the better.
Yeah, at the moment in the social network, there's a lot of city pop and synth
Yeah,
wave.
that's it.
It's great.
It's thanks to there is a lot thanks to the synthwave retro rave movements, because it introduced city pop to a lot of people because of a lot of remix thanks to Yoongbei,
But
Macross.
I think to the young people, because I think the way that it has now been very well known, the city pop, is because of the American artist The Weeknd,
Yeah.
which make it more popular, more.
That's right. That's right. He sampled Adam Tomoko's
Il
yeah.
reste une minute.
C'est
Il faut aller chercher.
Ah, il reste déjà une minute,
There's
bah oui,
only
là.
1 minute left.
Only.
There's 1 minute left because we're going
It's
live.
really short.
So we are going live in 1 minute. Yeah, so I think it's The Weeknd that has made it more and more popular in the general public, because yeah, it was an American artist and a very
I
popular
couldn't believe it
artist.
when that happened. Yeah. Like when I first heard that song, I was
Et
like,
alors ça c'est quoi? C'est le
goodness.
c'est le
This is
remix.
mainstream
Ah, dernière.
American
Ah, c'est,
artist.
That is
Sampling. Not
Celle-là.
just sampling.
Celle-là,
fact,
Fly the-
it's just a
celle qui est en
really
train de jouer actuellement.
beautiful
Fly the
pop song.
Chinatown, c'est moi qui l'ai ramené.
Ah, c'est toi qui l'as
Funk.
mis.
so
Elle est cool.
and it was
Ça-
now
Ça fait
everybody
partie des
doing
reprises.
10
synth
seconds.
wave and
10 secondes.
But that means it will.
Et c'est
Yeah.
ta sélection, Mandine. Donc, explique-nous un petit peu ce retour en force de Fly Day Chinatown, qui est une chanson de 1981. Voilà.
Bah en fait,
C'est quoi le
j'ai pas
Parce
compris.
que c'était passé directement
Ouais.
via Spotify.
Ah oui, bah oui.
On est transparent dans cette émission. Oui.
C'est ça. En fait, le Fly Day Chinatown, qui a été un remix de version Future Funk, qui a été une des musiques avec Stay With Me, qui a été beaucoup reprise, et qui fait partie de tout ce lot de musiques, alors je les ai pas en tête actuellement, qui ont eu droit à beaucoup de remix, beaucoup de samples qui ont été reprises pour faire de la wave, pour faire de la funk, de la future funk, de la synthwave, de la retro wave, plein de genres comme ça, et puis je t'avoue que j'ai un peu tué toutes les versions qu'il pourrait y avoir, ou dans mes recommandations Spotify, j'ai parfois des remixes lo-fi aussi, toute la mouvance lo-fi aussi, principe d'avoir juste la bande son mais avec un beat plutôt léger et tout ce genre de
Ouais,
choses.
c'est assez génial, hein. Il est bien le remix. Hein.
Ah mais le remix est très cool, et il y en a eu beaucoup qui ont été faits de Fly the Chinatown et qui ont été notamment repris sur les réseaux sociaux d'une manière ou d'une autre, soit pour généralement pas en musique de fond mais plus pour introduire.
So Jin explained that it was a song that was remixed, and it was remixed a lot in the social networks, and there was a lot of choice that he has to make for the version of this song. So he chose this one, but there was a lot of songs that has been remixed in lo-fi and in every type of popular style now, because lo-fi is very popular. Also.
Lo-fi, future funk,
Future
retro
funk.
rave, like
Yeah.
retro rave, and we have a lot of artists from anywhere in the world using a lot of city pop sample to do music, and becoming in the last 5 or 6 years really popular in the community thanks to that. And
What about in the French market itself, like mainstream? Do people appreciate Japanese music, modern and retro?
It's still a niche.
Oh, yeah.
It's a niche market.
Really small niche, really.
Really?
and
But there are.
it depends. I just have to say it depends, because on the music itself, Japanese music itself, it's niche. But thanks to the anime and everything, there are a lot of artists who are getting a lot of popularity thanks to the opening, ending, and everything like that.
Exact, parce que du coup on a effectivement, donc ça reste un marché de niche comme tu disais, voilà, mais effectivement il y a tous les fans d'anime, d'anisong, exactement, et j'ajouterais and more of just the anisong scene. What you've been saying is that the kids nowadays rediscover Japanese music via the social networks,
Yes.
such as TikTok, something like that. So there's a renewal of a hype, donc il y a un retour de hype d'une certaine façon.
Les gamins écoutent ça à nouveau, c'est vrai que c'est incroyable.
Ça suit un petit peu je trouve que ça suit un petit peu tout l'ensemble, les vieilles musiques qui reviennent d'une manière ou d'une autre.
Juste à l'instant, c'était donc le remix de Friday Chinatown par Evade From, je ne sais pas, c'est marqué avec des...
Ouais, moi non plus, je sais pas, Evade From Mystère.
Juste avant, c'était donc la chanson de June Parker, le dernier single en date, All Because of the
Single
Moon.
8
Voilà.
cm.
I'll be performing the song live tonight.
And exactly, so best transition ever. So June, you're gonna perform it tonight
That's
at
correct.
the AFK bar.
The AFK bar.
Away from keyboard. And it's gonna be for my birthday, donc ce sera pour mon anniversaire, exactement. Donc à la FK Bar, nous aurons un live stream, there's gonna be a live stream of Muteki on Twitch, uniquement
On est
sur
comme ça,
Twitch,
Muteki.
parce qu'on est comme ça, exactement. Et June Parker, tout à l'heure, voilà, ce soir à la FK Bar, qui sera en live pour nous présenter donc son répertoire.
So what I wonder, what are you doing here now in France? Then you come from Australia, but it's a trip for how long?
Well, I've got
Just
a
vacancy or?
decent break on for about 4 weeks, and I was a couple of weeks in Japan catching up with friends and family and doing
Okay.
a few music related things. And
Okay.
I've got my other job, and primarily France was for that. I've got a conference to attend in Paris. So
Donc,
Okay.
June explique que. Romain d'abord posé la question pourquoi tu es là, parce que c'est quand même un long voyage. de
Ça,
faire
c'est
d'autres
c'était un peu brut, mais oui, c'est ça.
pays.
Voilà.
Et June répond qu'en fait, c'était un peu relié au travail. Il avait des amis, il avait des relations ici. Et surtout, il a une conférence à Paris, en fait, quand même. Donc, du coup, voilà, il est là. Mais il passe par Lyon.
C'est ça.
C'est-
and I've always wanted to visit France, but I've never had the chance to.
Ouais, et
And-
donc, yeah.
And I
Donc-
remember Damien played Embrace My Song last year. I said, all right, I'm coming to France for the first time. I have to make contact. 'Cause, you know,
So that's you do.
That's
That's
the
what you do.
story
Huh?
is crazy.
You come to radio. We are listening to your sound, and then tonight you perform live. So it's cool.
And I had
beautiful how this is happening. Like, often things are done online,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
actually here in person,
Yeah.
talking to you.
It's music, everything happening.
Et June explique donc qu'effectivement, à l'occasion, il a entendu qu'on avait diffusé sa chanson, donc il s'est dit, comme je suis en France, autant contacter Damien. Et donc il est là, à parler à la radio. It's a French radio FM, you know, it's live on the radio waves in France. Et donc voilà, et c'est pour ça que du coup il est là, et ce soir il va performer à l'AFK Bar à Lyon.
donc 52 rue de l'Université dans le 7e arrondissement à Lyon, et
Ah,
je
Jean Massé,
dois
ouais.
faire, voilà, métro Jean Massé, exactement, et je dois faire un gros merci, rendre un grand merci, et rendre à César ce qui lui appartient, and I have to give back to Caesar what belongs to him. Merci beaucoup à Alpha de Le Gros Tadzik,
Le frérot Alpha.
le frérot Alpha. So Alpha is the one who made me discover your music and suggested embracement and say, oh, this is for you guys.
You will meet him tonight.
Alpha.
It's an amazing.
Il est en Allemagne.
He's
Ah, il est en Allemagne.
He's
Ah,
not
il est en
there
Allemagne.
tonight, he's in
Right now.
Germany.
He's in Germany now. Sorry.
So just so you know, Alpha is got a radio too, and he got c'est un
It's
blog
like a
alors
web, it's a web radio.
it's a web radio named
Right.
Le Gros Tadzik, a big pile of music,
Yeah.
Music.
and he's
He specialized in hip hop
Groove.
and then groove
yeah.
sounds
Right.
and then rare sounds. He dig to search music
Right.
again and again. He's incredible. This his show is we are learning very
Many
much
Yeah.
from his discovers.
in do mixing too,
Tu veux
video
traduire
game
Léo?
mixing.
Ouais, on explique que donc c'est Alpha en fait qui nous a fait découvrir la musique de June, et que Alpha c'est le gros taddick quoi, c'est amour. Ouais, ça me va, quoi.
C'est
Mais malheureusement Alpha n'est pas là aujourd'hui puisqu'il est en Allemagne.
Maybe you know Barry White. He's quite our Barry White.
Oh,
Yeah.
It looks like Barry White.
Yeah, and it
Sounds
talks
like Barry
about
Sounds
people.
like Barry.
Okay.
It sounds like Barry White
Yeah.
when he talks, and it's
Deep
quite
baritone or bass.
Yeah.
Super deep
Yeah.
bass
Yeah.
voice. Very
funny.
soothing.
And he's a real connoisseur of all things groove and hip hop all over the world. So he's gonna dig a hip hop band from Uzbekistan and the latest
Wow.
city pop trend back then in Japan. He's
Oh, it sounds
aware
incredible.
of everything.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
so thanks again
He's a digger
Alpha.
of music.
Thank you, Alpha.
and have a nice mix tonight. Yeah, and speaking of that, speaking of international stuff and stuff like that, donc puisqu'on parle de choses internationales, are Australians interested in city pop revival as well?
I think it's becoming more known within the Australian market. It's lagging slightly behind compared to the Western, European and American market. But musicians know about city pop now in Australia.
Donc John explique.
Mainstream, not quite yet, but starting to catch on. Like you said earlier, you know, a song by The Weeknd and other songs that have sampled city pop. People are starting to realize actually the Japanese music from back then is quite cool. It's danceable and groovy, funky.
Et June donc explique que, enfin la question qui était posée par Damien, c'est est-ce que l'Australie également est dans la city pop. Donc June explique que non, c'est un peu en retrait, même si ça commence à venir via des artistes comme The Weeknd, etc. Mais voilà, c'est quand même quelque chose qui est moins populaire qu'en Europe ou aux États-Unis. Par contre, les artistes australiens, eux, reconnaissent la city pop et commencent à l'utiliser via les samples et via les différents styles musicaux qui commencent à pulluler autour de la city pop. Donc les artistes, oui, mais ça va arriver.
Shall we play another song?
Yeah.
Allez, donc on
Maybe
va
some
passer-
music.
Maybe
All
some
right,
music
that's
as
fine.
well.
Little music.
Another song?
Embracement?
I agree. The song
You do.
that Alpha sent to you. Thank you very much, Alpha.
Yeah, definitely. And so, just talk about it. It's your debut single.
Yes, it was.
It was your debut single. So this is
That's
really
nice feature.
city pop, old style, something like that. Really
is.
feel good mood, something like that. Really slow mood.
Yes, when I originally wrote it, I actually wrote it a little bit faster and funkier. And when I had some discussions with other people in the industry, we decided to slow it down just a little bit. And this was thanks to a program that was funded by the Victorian government that got me in touch with a producer in Melbourne to talk about how to make music more commercial. And
We're trying to translate a little before. So June explique que c'est son premier, donc c'est le premier single qu'on va écouter qui a été produit et que au départ la musique était beaucoup plus funky, était beaucoup plus rapide au départ, mais en ayant discuté avec des gens, d'autres artistes, etc., des producteurs, ils ont décidé de le rendre plus lent, plus épaisse, c'est ce que décrivait Damien quand il a présenté la chanson.
Commercial peut-être.
Et probablement effectivement plus abordable pour les oreilles de tout le monde, et donc c'est pour ça que la chanson est beaucoup plus lente aujourd'hui.
Ok, so let's
Non,
discover. Ah bah ça, pardon.
oh, okay, well, yeah. Well, so, I might just like briefly talk about some of the musical influences on this song.
Yeah.
So there's definitely really strong city pop influence from Tatsuro Yamashita and also from Arayumi. Arayumi isn't really considered the center of city pop movement per se, because she also occupies this small singer-songwriter, new music sort of persona. There's a bit of difficulty in defining what is called the new music back in the mid 70s and city pop, but the song has influence from those two artists, two particular songs. And the funkier side, I was thinking of Curtis Mayfield, Move On Up. That kind of groove, but I didn't really make it as funky in this version because the song itself is sang from a female point of view. It's somebody looking at the female, but the feeling inside is the girl. She's wearing a blue scarf. It's springtime, but she's still wearing a blue scarf. Why? You know,
It's quite
hold me tight.
city pop archetype.
It is.
And
It
then,
is.
that's the heart of city pop.
Yes, and lyrics is very Showa. You notice that there's no English word or katakana in it. And that's another style that I do in my city pop song. Usually city pop contains English words, but I wanted to merge the little bit more traditional Showa style singer-songwriter, female perspective lyrics and amalgamate it with the city pop.
T'as trop traduit.
Alors, faut que je relise tout, j'étais dans l'oublier.
Si tu veux, je sais pas.
Donc du coup, la chanson est influencée bien sûr par la city pop et la city pop d'Arayumi, et du coup, le style musical est effectivement un style musical qui est très proche du début de la city pop, mais si ça se bat avec les influences des années 70. Il y a surtout eu... la chanson va parler de l'histoire de quelqu'un qui voit une jeune femme qui est au printemps et qui porte toujours une écharpe bleue, mais on va le voir du point de vue de la jeune fille, des sentiments de la jeune fille, ce qui est effectivement plutôt habituel dans les chansons de city pop. C'est vraiment c'est un stéréotype en fait de la city pop. Et donc du coup ce qu'a essayé de faire June and Jill, ce qu'a essayé de faire June en fait dans cette chanson, c'est de ne pas utiliser non plus le mot anglais, puisque c'est vrai que dans la city pop des années 80 on utilisait pas mal le mot anglais, mais lui il a essayé d'être beaucoup plus traditionnel et d'être plus air Showa, et donc d'utiliser que des mots en japonais.
Showa style.
Showa style.
Definitely. I don't read Japanese anymore, but I think it's Tsumare Nagara.
Yes.
Yeah, the Japanese title
Yes.
of the song.
To be embraced.
To be embraced, exactly. So embracement, and it's right now on Muteki. June Parker, our guest today on Muteki. All together till 10 a.m. on Radio Canu.
Ça va déjà?
Ouais, ça va. Je crois que j'ai oublié la moitié des trucs.
Ouais, mais après, c'est des points de détail.
C'est un jingle et.
On peut passer à la Niki, tu sais que tu veux.
Ouais, là c'était le jingle.
J'ai préparé le blind test pour ce soir.
Ah, cool.
Ah, c'est. J'ai raclure parfois.
C'est le. Ouais, ça c'est le truc de. C'est le single, justement, c'est le single de June.
Ah, par contre, je sais pas quelle heure on le fait, mais je pense que c'est non plus trop. Enfin, moi je serai à 18 ans, je pense que je rentrerai vers 21 h 22 h.
Si tu rentres à 22, le blind test sera réglé. Normalement, on va le faire vers 21. On va le faire vers 21, post-concert, comme ça. Tranquille.
Le quoi?
You know City Hunter? City Hunter.
I actually wanted to talk about it earlier.
Really?
The City Hunter is so big
Let's
in
do it.
France.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And the
It's
new,
really famous here.
yeah, right? Because you have the Jishaban with real actor movie, right? And now the anime is coming out. And the song Kohiro Imaki's, Ai Otomenai de Get Wild by Tiana.
And last week our guest was the French singer of the opening.
Oh, really? Yeah, I love those songs. I love City Hunter so much. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the city pop vibe, and
It does. The whole
but
anime.
perhaps more little jazzy, perhaps more jazzy and
Yes.
more late 80s, but they have a very strong city pop vibes.
It does.
And I think this is why I loved it, because the original soundtrack, because it was very again optimistic, very
Yes.
uplifting,
Yes.
and also it's quite of epic sometimes.
Yes.
Because of the synth sounds, but I think it was popular City Hunter, I think, in France because of the music.
Because of the music.
Yeah, because the music was great.
Yeah.
City Hunter.
And I think we've been into city pop because City Hunter, because the whole atmosphere is the big city by night.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it makes sense to call it city pop.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Everything just fits quite well together.
Yeah.
It's-
and we have also in France we quite have at the end of the episode you have the beginning of the ending song at the end of the episode. So in France we have it in the episode. So we heard the beginning of the ending song.
Right.
And so everyone said, hey, it's a good song, but we don't see, of course, we don't have the ending song in Japanese, but we heard it. So we have all been in the city pop, city music from City Hunter. So it's quite very popular in France, well, from anime and otaku fans in France, of course, but it was quite popular in...
But even when we were younger as well, like City Hunter, was it popular as an anime?
in France it was a banger.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I think it was not as popular as Dragon Ball
Yeah.
or as Senseiya, because there was the two most popular in France, the two anime. But City Hunter was one of the biggest. I think top 10 most popular anime in France from the 80s.
Yeah.
Because we were quite lucky to have anime from the late 70s until the beginning of 90s.
Right.
We have like 12 to 15 anime per day. So
That many?
yeah, we were so
On
lucky to have it.
mainstream TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
very
it's
different
in the
to
first-
other countries.
Yeah,
In the West.
it was very different. In France, it was very particular. This is why France
France
is.
has really its own story.
I think this is why
about-
Japanese people are quite surprised by viewing that France is the second market of
For
selling
anime.
manga for manga and anime.
Wow.
This is the reason why. In the 80s,
Yes.
there were anime everywhere.
Even from the 80s.
Yeah, in the,
Especially
mostly in the
in
80s.
80s.
Especially in the 80s.
Especially in the 80s and the late.
Because it was cheap.
And the first.
It was cheap to buy. Yeah, it was really cheap. So all the TV channels wanted to have cheap anime shows for children.
Yeah.
And they
then
bought
just
it
go to Japan and
by-
then buy the shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't buy it piece by piece. They buy it by whole
Season.
pack.
Right.
Whole packs.
Ah oui, en
Wow.
Yeah.
So in France, this is what we explain to Japanese people, is that you have to be aware that in France in the 80s, there were two TV channels. The first one, which is the first biggest TV channel in France, and the fifth channel, I think, if you watch it during Wednesday for the kids, it was the day there is no school in Wednesday.
Wednesday,
There was
no school?
No, they don't go to
Even
school on
now?
Wednesday. No, nowadays.
No,
In,
But I did.
in primary
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
kindergarten,
kids.
you got no Wednesday school, but afterwards in high school, college, you got school on Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
and
Not
afterwards,
the evening.
and not the evening, and afterwards in university, we don't care about that.
Of
But
course.
yeah, Wednesday is off from children in kindergarten primary.
So if you have to mention that on Wednesday, so the kids are not at school.
Okay.
There were anime from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Something like that.
And there was
if you know how to-
there was no break
If-
because there were two channels
Yeah.
broadcasting anime. So on the morning there were 4 hours from the first channel. There was some anime between 12 and 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And then the two channels were
And
broadcasting anime
anime all
on
day
the
long.
afternoon and
All
all day
day
long.
long.
Il n'y avait pas que deux chaînes quand même dans les
Mais non,
années 80.
bah,
Non, mais majoritairement c'est la.
Il y avait-
You
il y avait
had-
un-
you
fin et la
had
cinq.
the second channel,
C'est surtout
which
Antenne
was,
2 à l'époque.
which is still the public service
Yeah.
channel, and when there was no anime in the first of fifth channel,
Yeah.
there was the second channel. So if you know how to choose how to zap from one channel to another, you had a whole array of anime.
Wow.
Whole day.
So this is why everything is popular, quite popular in France. So we know Maison Ikkoku, we know
Are you a
Grandma.
80s kid then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny 19.
I see.
But we know Maison Ikkoku, we know Senseiya, we know Dragon Ball, of course. We know even small, you know.
Spaceship Cobra,
Trinity, Cobra.
Cobra.
Harlock,
Captain
Captain
Harlock,
Harlock.
Yeah.
Captain Future.
Yeah.
Je sais pas, oui, c'est
Captain Future.
Captain Future,
Captain Flap, right?
and a lot of things. And as a 19 kids, I got a lot of more channel who broadcast anime.
So we had cable TV in the 90s, so it
Yeah.
changed the
Ça,
things.
mais avant ça, il y avait déjà aussi M6 notamment,
Yeah,
Six
Six
Channel
Channel after
and
that,
everything.
So with this, like all these anime that was broadcasted for kids in the 80s, what, was other parts of Japanese culture also absorbed by the kids, or
Yeah.
like like
Video
teaching
games.
language at school, or this
There
kind of
was
thing?
no way to learn Japanese at school, but we've been introduced to Japanese pop culture because of the anime and the video games, mostly.
And,
Yeah, video games also.
It started from there.
and
So in France, this is why in France is very popular.
Surveille, on va bientôt reprendre.
Not globally popular, but it was popular
In
from
France.
yeah in France. This is why, and now this is why it's very popular in France, and we know a lot of things about anime.
Yeah.
Even now.
First there was anime, and
Yeah.
we are involved in this, and then one music after. You know Japan, and
Yeah,
then
after that-
other things that anime.
We wanted to know what was behind that pop culture, so we've been into music because of that.
Right. So start with anime, then those who are particularly interested in Japanese culture will get into music more.
Yeah, our history,
Yeah.
our
20
culture.
seconds.
and a lot of video games too.
Yeah, so we were introduced through anime. Yeah.
Macross 7 avec les Fire Bombers, Neki Basara au chant, Seventh Moon, générique de début de la série. You know Macross 7? Fire Bomber?
I actually don't. I feel ashamed.
Don't be. Macross,
You don't miss so much for the series itself, but the music is really cool. It was a huge success in the mid-90s, and it's from Macross series.
Oh, Macross, of course.
Yeah, it's called Macross 7,
Yeah.
but only the music. You remember only the music.
Yeah.
The anime is not so cool.
Macross I know, because, it's like video game, there's a lot of video games made on Macross. Yeah.
Firebomber was doing the music, and Basala Neki, the singer, was the hero of the show. And then there was huge success about music.
So it's a virtual singer and a virtual band.
Ça avait été classé à l'Oricon. It was charted in Oricon. Really big success in 96 or 97. 95.
No, that was my year.
94.
But I was probably listening to...
Ouais, 94. Sorry.
94, voilà, exactement. Et juste avant, right before that, we had Embracement by our guest June Parker. Donc on avait Embracement par notre invité ce matin, June Parker, qui vient nous voir d'Australie et qui viendra ce soir, on le rappelle, jouer du côté de la FK Bar, métro Jean Massé, 52 rue de l'Université, avec en plus de ça donc un live de Muteki.
En fait, vous pouvez vous pointer ce soir et faire quand même un concert de City Pop.
Il y a de la City Pop ce soir.
Dans un bar à Jean Massé.
Comment ça?
C'est
incroyable.
Non, je dirais pas que c'est incroyable, je dirais que c'est fou. C'est totally crazy. Which tonight there will be a perform of City Pop era, neo City Pop sounds from you, June Parker, and we are very happy about that.
Thank you so much for inviting me to perform.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Still one question: what do you want to put into as a neo in your sound? What is neo? What did you want to change in your city pop mood overall?
I think my main motivation to make music is to bring more people together, more the world to understand more about the Japanese sentimentality through music. And to do that, I didn't want to just recreate what has been already created. I've always loved city pop and the Japanese retro sound, so I always knew this is the type of music I was going to write, and I've been writing this type of music since I picked up my guitar back in school. So the idea about neo is to, what other influences can I bring into my sentimentality of having grown up in Australia but born in Japan? Try to make music more borderless and global, collaborating with producer from another continent, working with people from Japan, people from Australia, my friends who live and play music in rural Australia, and add some landscape in the lyrics, not just talk about city life, but talk about something Australia, use Australian landscape, but with Japanese Showa sentimentality in it.
Donc, June explique que... la question qui est posée, c'est qu'est-ce qui est néo dans le city pop de June. Et June explique qu'en fait, l'idée c'était que... Bon, c'était toujours été son style, la city pop. Donc, dès qu'il a pris sa guitare quand il était jeune, il faisait de la city pop. Et globalement, en fait, il voulait montrer donc il dit sentimentalité, donc je pense que c'est l'expression des sentiments dans sa musique, et notamment le fait d'exprimer les sentiments des Japonais. Sauf que June, c'est quelqu'un qui est né au Japon, mais qui a grandi en Australie, et donc son néo, c'est effectivement cette représentation de cette double culture, et donc il a beaucoup essayé d'injecter dans sa city pop l'influence de l'Australie, bien sûr l'influence du Japon, et notamment la city pop, c'est toujours, comme son nom l'indique, les villes, mais les gratte-ciel, les mégalopoles. Et donc lui, c'est les mégalopoles australiennes, mais avec l'expression des sentiments de l'ère Showa à la japonaise.
C'est bien résumé.
Et donc de pouvoir représenter cette mouvance-là, et du coup, c'est très particulier, c'est ce qu'il veut faire.
So I've got one other question about that, because you play city pop, neo city pop, but you're living in a small town in Australia.
Yes.
You're living in a small town.
Can you talk about it? You're living in Victoria, but not in Melbourne.
No.
You're living in Portland, which is a small city.
It's a small city, 10,000 people.
So Portland is a really cool town, which I wanted
Portland
to
in
visit.
Australia.
Ah, in Australia.
Oui.
Ah, sorry.
It's not Portland,
it's-
Oregon.
it's
A lot of people get
No,
it
no.
confused. Not Portland, Victoria, but it's the first European settlement in Victoria. So it's a very old city from Australian standards, only 150 years old.
J'ai tout mélangé, moi.
However,
Sur
it
Portland
is,
des USA,
it is the
j'ai-
oldest European settlement, but the Aboriginal history goes back thousands and thousands of years. There's actually a World Heritage Site just a stone's throw away from Portland. So it's an interesting place. There's a lot of history. It's a beautiful port town, and miles and miles of beautiful tracks. Kangaroos, koalas, and have you ever heard of something called echidna? It's like a hedgehog, but Australian type of hedgehog. Yeah, so we have them all around.
We know Knuckles from Sonic series.
Yeah. No, it's
Speaking about Knuckles from the Sonic series,
Knuckles. Yes, exactly. Tout à fait.
So it's 5 hours drive from Melbourne. And
Ah
there's
ouais, quand même, c'est à 5 heures de voiture de Melbourne, c'est... Ouais.
Donc avant que Damien pose sa question, June expliquait qu'il vit à Portland, donc il vit pas du tout dans une grande ville,
Voilà.
il vit à Portland, 10 000
Portland,
habitants,
en Australie, donc.
qui est un port et qui est d'ailleurs la première installation des colons australiens en Australie.
En Victoria.
En Victoria, tout à fait, en Victoria. Et du coup, il explique que c'est vraiment typiquement australien, on voit des koalas, des kangourous.
Il y a même un site archéologique à
Site archéologique à
voilà,
pas.
exactement.
Par contre, c'est à 5 heures de route. Hein.
It's roughly halfway between Melbourne and Adelaide.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
It's very
Everyone's-
far away.
It's quite a distance. Yes, about 400 kilometers from
Wow.
Melbourne and 600 to Adelaide.
Quite a ride.
But I make the trip quite often. It's not hard, you know. Just put on cruise control, play city pop music, and then just
Go straight.
right down the
Yeah,
road.
go straight.
The connection of where I live and J-pop, the strongest connection is. Do you know a band called Mr. Children?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
It's quite
One of
famous.
their biggest hit, Tomorrow Never Knows. Yes.
It's my favorite song from them.
Really?
most famous song,
I remember discover it in a Japan TV show in the mid-90s. It was #1 in Oricon charts.
Yep.
And it was Ben Friend who has sent me a VHS tape, and
Yes.
he recorded me some TV shows and then sent me, and I discovered so many artists. Mr. Children, Tomorrow Never Knows.
Go back and have a look at the music video. It was filmed near Portland.
Ah, ok.
Okay.
Donc ça a été filmé, le
Right on the
clip,
Le
cliff,
clip a été fait.
on the ocean.
le
Yeah,
clip
that's
de
what it's
Tomorrow
like.
Never Knows a été filmé là-bas.
Where I live.
C'est incroyable, ok. Really cool.
C'est assez fou, effectivement.
Mm.
Il nous reste à peine
Ouais,
quelques minutes.
On va être sur la fin là.
So, what are we playing right now to end this show the best way possible? Maybe a third song from you.
Oh, really? Third song for me?
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
It's your day.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh.
Take it.
So, yeah, then maybe Dancing in the Dark.
Oh, yeah. Maybe go dancing in the dark.
Maybe you prefer another one, Forgetting Happiness or Say Goodbye. What?
Oh, go dancing in the dark. It's an English song. It's based on Plato's allegory of cave. So it's a song. Have you heard of the allegory of cave of Plato? Greek philosophy.
Platon, donc la fable de la cave, l'allégorie de la cave, enfin de la grotte, voilà.
Yeah. So I changed the allegory a little bit, but you're basically facing the wall, and shadows are cast on the wall, and you believe the shadows to be the truth because you only look at the shadows all your life. In this song, a man is tied to a woman, and they're both starting to realize actually the shadows I'm seeing, we're saying it's probably not real. You know, the truth is actually behind us. What should we do? Should we face the reality? But they choose basically their love and lust over facing the reality.
Ok.
And it's the mental anguish that the protagonist is going through. And it's produced by Seiki Sato, who produced a lot of techno pop in the 90s, and also worked with Ayumi Hamasaki songs before
Okay,
as well.
a big singer and
Big producer.
A big producer and top charted artist, and then independent artist, everything he produced.
He produced some.
Yeah, okay.
Donc Léo pour la trad pour se quitter après. Enfin.
Oui, alors du coup, il faut que je dise pas mal de trucs, mais globalement, en fait, la chanson, donc c'est
Dancing in
the Dark, et donc c'est une enfin c'est inspiré de l'allégorie de la grotte par Platon, mais il l'a adapté bien sûr. Donc c'est un couple en fait qui regarde le mur et l'ombre qui est projetée sur le mur. Ils savent pertinemment à un moment, ils se rendent compte que la vérité est derrière eux probablement, et qu'il ne faut pas rester à regarder le mur ou entre soi. mais il préfère rester dans l'amour et dans la naïveté et continuer à regarder le mur.
Ok.
C'est beau.
Une belle ouais, c'est impressionnant comme fond en fait pour la chanson, j'ai hâte d'écouter ça.
Et c'est quand même produit par Seki Saito quand même.
Voilà, c'est quand même.
Un gros producteur des années 90 qui a bossé notamment avec Ayumi Hamasaki et aussi des artistes techno, qui a fait pas mal de
Beaucoup de techno.
On se quitte avec ça. This is all the time we have and we are already late. So thank you so much, June Parker. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much.
We will meet you tonight on stage.
Tonight on stage.
Tonight on stage
Yes.
at AFK Bar. Ce soir en concert, donc venez, ça sera trop cool. En plus on fête un anniversaire, ça va être la folie.
Et oui, en plus de
We
ça.
do a birthday at the same time, it will be crazy.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, June.
Happy birthday, Damien.
Thank you very much.
It's tomorrow, but tonight is the show.
Okay.
À la semaine prochaine, portez-vous bien.
Thank you, June.
Thank you very much.
Arigato.
Mata. Et attends, remets 2 secondes.
Oui.
Je vous donne juste rendez-vous la semaine prochaine pour le Skype en direct du Japon.
Oui,
hein.
on l'a annoncé ça aussi.
Oui, d'accord,
On l'a
merci.
annoncé.
Ok. Non, parce que je serai pas là.
Ciao.
So next week,
On l'avait annoncé.
when I will be in Oita, I will do with my friend a Skype show. In Japan it will be around 3 p.m. and in France it will be 9 a.m. So we do a direct Skype from Oita.
Oh, so you're gonna be live in Oita?
I'm gonna be live in Oita and Muteki team will be here.
Amazing! Yeah.
In direct.
Yeah.
Live.
Allez,
Live.
bye bye le stream.
Japon, Australie et Chili. He's Chilean.
Oh, yeah. Produced by Chilean producer. From a Chilean
Damien.
company.
Me fais au stream.
Ouais.